Hello and welcome to this special. I'm Shibani. Gharat. Viacom18 has secured exclusive media rights for BCCI's international and domestic matches for the next 5 years, starting September 2023 to March 2028. The network won both the Indian subcontinent and global television and digital rights for this period for 5 years for a cumulative figure of 5,963 crore rupees. This includes international men's, women's matches and domestic first-class competitions like Ranji Trophy, Duleep Trophy, Deodhar Trophy and Syed Mushtaq Trophy amongst the others. To tell us more about this, we are joined in by Viacom18 Sports Chief Executive Officer Anil Jayaraj. Anil, welcome to CNBC TV18 again. And first up, let's kick off this conversation. I must congratulate you for winning this bid. And I must ask, immediately there is an India-Australia series starting September 22nd. Tell us more about how are you going to start this partnership in the coming months, in the coming days for this tournament. And tell us more about winning this bid.
First and foremost, thank you. Thank you, Shibani. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. And, in a space of, it's about a year and a half, we also spoke when we had just about started the FIFA plans. And in such a short time to become the largest sports network in the country is an absolute privilege and honor. And we are very thankful to all the partners that we work with, whether it's BCCI, IPL, NBA, FIFA, MotoGP, across a wide spectrum. And the reason I bring that up is we've possibly got also, while we have all the major rights, including IPL, BCCI, etc., we've also got to play across more sports. We've just announced our partnership with ISL. We do a lot of the athletics that our champion athletes participate in. So it's actually a portfolio that is now looking full and strong, and it gives us immense confidence going forward.
Yes, but still cricket is the biggest. In fact, the last time we spoke and, whatever conversations that we have had over the past couple of months, you've spoken about the entire digital push of the network. So this surprised many that you were actually also bidding for the TV broadcast rights this time round for the 5-year, for the next 5 years. Anil, tell us more about that and what should audience expect? And then my next question is going to be, what should advertisers expect out of this?
Sure. So I think, since we've been speaking, I've been speaking about digital. And, digital is certainly the future, but it's also the present. I mean, to be honest, what we did around IPL and what advertisers as well as viewers watched, they can be pretty sure that it was quite a defining moment. It was the first time that digital was bigger than television and things like that. Our intent very much is to continue building on that. You will see that a lot of the features, etc., that we are building will continue to excite and engage the digital viewers quite a bit. You would remember the 4K stuff, etc. I spoke about, multicam. These are very, very uniquely digital features. And that will continue. That is going to, and you will see more records being broken. Having said that, we also realize that while a large number of consumers have already moved to digital, there is still a set of people who are in the process of moving on to digital, right? So they are still possibly watching linear offline television, and we want them to also move. And we will sort of do everything that we can to aid this migration. What we figured is that, having this fractured mandate where one person does television, one person does digital, was not helping with that agenda, the agenda of moving people to digital. But we will sort of certainly work with that. We are also acutely aware that, the viewers actually we're not getting as good as good an experience in terms of viewing if they were sort of watching across multiple screens and things like that. So it's our attempt to give people, and again, the principle continues that we will provide accessibility and affordable content in a manner which makes it quite engaging for consumers, and that's our objective. So no change. We constantly look at our strategy, reflect upon it, and that's it. So digital continues to be very much the focus, and we will aid in this transition.
And what will it mean for advertisers? Because we saw around IPL, similar, a group of client group was, divided between television and digital. So what will it mean for advertisers since you have both the digital and TV rights for the next 5 years?
I think as IPL has shown, and even things that are not on our network, as you can see, the market is significantly moving towards digital, and we will continue. We continue to believe that digital will be the big play for advertisers. Having said that, for the BCCI rights, including the India-Australia one, which starts on 22nd September, what we intend to do is to offer advertisers the options of going for whatever they choose, a combination of TV, digital exclusive, and for some of those other advertisers who still believe they can also have TV. But it's our belief that significantly large number of advertisers will still very much be on digital, and that we'll continue to serve well. But of course, advertisers will have the option and choice.
And then the question of whether the cricket matches will be free for all to watch, or will it be behind paywall? Because that's the question that is bothering all of us audience of cricket, of IPL. So tell us, Anil.
So as we've spoken about this, we are actually going to remove barriers of affordability and accessibility
correct.
on
we
JioCinema.
spoke this
Yes.
During the last conversation.
And there is no change to that. Every single viewer on JioCinema will be able to watch it free, and they'll be able to watch high quality content free. As far as television goes, we are before that I should mention that it's also a very wide spectrum of languages. We'll continue to do 11 languages, multicam, 4K, and play-alongs and things like that on our digital screens. As far as television screens go, we are intending to expand the audience of people who haven't had the accessibility, and hence, while it will certainly be on Sports 18, we are also going to put it on a lot of our entertainment channels, including Colors Tamil, Cineplex Superhits, amongst others, so that the regional audiences also get to see
access to the matches.
Yes, and so it will actually play across all three spectra. So it'll be on FTA, it'll be on pay TV, as well as free on digital.
Great. Another interesting part about this bidding process that BCCI had conducted was, instead of a closed bidding process, there was an e-auction process this time round. What was that like? So,
first and foremost, I must say that BCCI has sort of stood up to the whole point of transparency, and I think e-auctions in some way is a great way to ensure transparency, and it's actually quite comfortable for all bidders because it's completely governed by the fact that people can't actually manipulate, and that's great because BCCI actually has stepped up and done that, unlike say an ICC bid which was closed. And this, I think, is also important because I think this is the second time that the BCCI bid has been an e-auction. So it happened, I think the last time that the BCCI bids came up, it was an e-auction. IPL, of course, was an e-auction. And e-auction does bring about transparency. It's a good process because you are absolutely focused on your affordability and your strategy, which is to say that, look, I'm willing to pay X. If there is somebody else who wants to beat that, they don't necessarily know who's competing, right? So anybody else can also put it on the basis of their affordability, their business plan. That's what we did. The only twist this time was that you had the television and the digital bids going simultaneously. That was the only change, but otherwise it was a pretty good process.
Okay. Now, Anil, since you're here, let's speak about the larger picture. If you can also share some insights on how is the Indian audience consuming sports in the country today?
So I think so the audience actually in India is possibly the largest that you can have, and certainly the largest for any cricketing event, right? So what we find is that there has been a significant shift over the last few years, which has meant that majority of the consumers are now watching on digital. Now, whether it's mobiles or it could be connected TVs, and connected TVs have actually grown really fast. And of course, there are still some traditional people who watch it on television, but the consumption patterns are very much similar to what happened in IPL, which is large number of people coming onto digital, people consuming on the go, people watching for a long period of time. I think it is one of those long form content which actually continues to grow. Because otherwise you'll hear that digital is all about short form content, but that's not true when you have interesting cricket, and certainly BCCI tops the list along with IPL.
Sure. Also, we have seen how sporting tournaments have fueled the consumption of connected TVs the world over, not just in India. And we saw something similar even in a bigger way around this year's IPL with, of course, the digital push that JioCinema had. So increased penetration of connected TV and, your contribution also to it largely. Can you tell us how will you continue to do this in the coming days, in the coming years, with the kind of tournaments that you have in the pipeline?
Yeah. Connected TVs are a critical part of our strategy going forward. Even in IPL, just to give you some numbers, we had about 125 million consumers watching IPL on connected TVs, and that's a massive number. It is significantly bigger than any high-definition television through linear TV, etc. And it's growing really fast. As I understand, somebody was presenting to us last week saying that 95% of all televisions sold in the last quarter happened to be connected TVs, or certainly internet-enabled TVs. That in combination with things like the air fiber, which Jio is launching, or the penetration of broadband, which is growing at a dramatic pace, I think the ecosystem is building towards that inflection point, which will make it huge. And over the next couple of years, connected TVs, I think, will be larger than linear offline television because the advantages are so many. Also, a lot of content providers, including us, are focusing on providing high quality content there. Now, 4K, for instance, is not possible on linear television. It's only possible through connected television. And people who see it know the difference. They see, okay, this is wow. Features like multicam, etc. I've spoken about. And of course, we are of course creating it free, but there are a number of streaming organizations which are looking at connected TV in a big way and creating content which is differentiated on connected TV, and that's why it will grow. So the ecosystem is growing on its own, plus people are making an effort to...
The only thing pulling back is, of course, the measurement, which is a larger question for everyone. Actually,
I think measurement is a lot better, right? Because you can measure every individual. It's not, it's not like an extrapolation of a very small sample and putting it onto a large base. Actually, that's one of the things that is going to benefit advertisers, because you can actually track and measure, saying that, look, who watched it, what did they watch, etc. Of course, you can also use targeting.
Anil, we saw around the IPL, startups, IPL has been the playing field for startups for many years now. And startup troubles continue even now. In this scenario, when it comes to especially cricket, which client group or advertiser group is showing promise, considering it's an action-packed cricketing season for, us lined up for the next few months?
Yeah. So it's just been a week since we won the rights, and we are sort of just out to
Generally,
market.
give us an understanding
Yeah.
when it comes to a market and which client or advertiser group is, active around cricket.
Yeah, so BFSI certainly seems to be in a hyper growth mode, and typically that means that a lot of them are willing to advertise on premium properties like cricket. Auto seems to be on a comeback path. Those are the two categories that certainly come to mind. In addition, of course, beverages, etc., are also showing interest. At a category level. Of course, there are specific clients in other categories who've also started engaging, and we are quite confident because Australia is a massive series, and it happens just before the Cricket World Cup. There is no bigger test than this, so you will see a lot of sponsors on it.
Yes, and apart from cricket and apart from the BCCI media rights, the network has some stellar global properties, like, of course, the NBA. There is the men's and women's, there's IPL and WPL in the pipeline for 2024. There is Olympics in the year 2024. So action-packed next year coming up for you. Tell us the big plans, Anil, before we sign off.
Yeah, I think in addition to the ones that you mentioned, we also have La Liga, Serie A.
La Liga, correct, yes.
So lots of exciting stuff. I think basically, once we start now, for almost the rest of the year, going right up to the festive season of 24, we have back-to-back massive properties. You mentioned Olympics. Olympics is really big because this year, genuinely, we believe that India has got significant medal hopes, and JioCinema and Sports18 in that sense have been quite lucky. When we started broadcasting BWF, we won the Thomas Cup for the first time ever. We also, you saw Neeraj Chopra's gold on
Yes.
the World Athletics meet. So hopefully that luck will continue. In addition, of course, we've got the South Africa T20 Championship, which is the domestic T20 Championship, which was a great hit on our network last year. So lots of exciting stuff, multiple sports, and and we hope to continue to be the home of all sports broadcast, and that's why we are playing with multiple sports in our portfolio.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today, Anil.
Thank you, Shibani. Thank you for having me.
With that, it's a wrap. Goodbye.